Hello everybody and welcome to Olympus. So let's get started, shall we? Let's create a new world. We're gonna create a random map. A medium one would be just fine. On the map tweaks, I would say keep everything as is. Nothing too crazy at the moment. Maybe later on we're gonna do some interesting maps or maybe even modded maps. Who knows? Okay, let's get started. Our name will be Arcoscephales. I believe that's how it's spelled. Let's play mini-series. Okay, there we go. Now we have our early age, middle age, and late age. We're gonna start obviously in early ages. This age is comprised mostly of, well, it's a bronze age with high-end magic users. Let's just say. So let's dive in. We're gonna do a three map, including ourselves. Difficult AI, since the medium one is not that impressive. We're gonna pick. This will be a long game. Our first contestant, Arcoscephale, the Golden Era. Cool. We're gonna leave them as normal, and we're gonna go in. So, this is Arcoscephales. We have a small descriptive text here. It's basically ancient Greek with your nymphs and Icarus, Pegasus, all of the goody goodness of the Greek world. Quite beautiful, quite nice. We have also the actual national description here. So you have your military, sacred Pegasus, heavy infantry, etc. Magic. They're quite interesting in their magic. I would say nature is the primary one. Priests, they're kind of weak. Indeed, they are. But they have healers, which is quite nice. Dominion, we can see the troops in the Dominion without any kind of spell or scouting. That's also quite nice. We do, however, have a standard fort, but we can upgrade it with engineers to be a better fort, which will help us in the long run. Plus, your labs cost 250 as opposed to 400, I believe, the normal cost of the other nations. You have here commander assortment. So you have your basic scout, nothing too impressive. So that'll be attack skill, defense skill, everything. It's normal. Protection very weak. Size 2, yeah, basic scout. With forest mounted survival stealth of 50. Cheap, beautiful. Next, engineer. This is our primary guy that we'll use in upgrading our forts. So he has the mason trait here, which helps. Well, it is the attribute that allows you to build forts. Unfortunately, he's old age, but since we have that healing ability, we can deal with that, so he won't die, hopefully, accidentally down a flight of stairs or something. Who knows? Then he has your castle defense, which is it's quite nice. However, the nicer thing is he has a siege bonus of 25, which is amazing. That will work miracles in our army. Cool. Our next one is the skeptic. This guy is quite interesting. He has the heretic ability, which basically erodes the other, well, it erodes the religion, the dominion of the province that he is in by something like an attempt of 3 per turn. Not quite sure exactly, but that's the basic gist of it. Okay, old, just screaming out loud, "This is not my religion!" Dominion, whatever. Moving on. Recurrent commander, flying unit, susceptible to fire, a little bit special. Hit points quite good, extremely expensive. Moving on. Charioteer, nothing too special here. He has protection of 16 though, but he's quite expensive, so I don't think we're gonna use him too much. The Mystics will be our main researcher. He's somewhat expensive, but it'll work because we're gonna have mages later on that helps with forging of items and so on and so forth. Where is the next one? Yes, the Melissae. Melissae? Melissu? Melissu? Anyway. So this is, if you've read the Mythos book, this is the honeybee um, nymph at that gathering, at that grand feast that Zeus did. An interesting story there. Nature 1, priest level 1, not that interesting. She can do nature 2, which is quite good. If she does air, eh, it won't work that well, but we'll see about that. She's sacred, so sacred units get a so every unit gets an upkeep per year. But since she's sacred, she has that upkeep halved. Okay. Have your supply bonus because of nature. So nature, every point of nature gives you a supply bonus. And then you have your healer 3, which is amazing. The best ability ever. 200, I'll say that. I'll take that if you don't mind. Next, philosopher. Interesting unit. However, not a mage. Old age. Uh, I, I'll, I'll build some of them. He has this philosopher trait, which is okay. However, since you'll use quite a lot of resources, we're not gonna do the whole sloth thing. So, I'll do just a few just for flavoring. Next, we have our Windlord, priest level 1, sacred, flying, and a combat caster, which is quite nice. If you get the guy in combat and spells, yeah, it's okay. It's nice. Okay, quite nice stats, quite good protection, extremely expensive. Moving on. Mage Engineer. So if you really want to have engineers and a mage all in one, it's a nice package though. So you have a nice package of engineer plus mage. Nothing too impressive here. You have 100% of these paths, which is, it's okay. Maybe if you have like Astral, you can do some masteries and all of that, but we're not gonna go into that at all. So yeah, decent. Again, the same siege, old age, etc. Mason. It's okay. And our main nymph, the nymph of the mountain, extremely expensive, but highly, highly worth it. She can do, if you're lucky, you can do a mage 5, nature magic 5 with it, which is quite good. Of 2, that's good. Air magic, yeah, it's okay with that. Sacred, of 6, we're not gonna use that because she will not be in our front lines, so no to that. She has poison resistance, stealth, mounted survival, recuperation, which is important if she gets her limbs chopped off by mistake. She has a nice supply bonus because of the nature, of course, and then she has seduction. I wonder what this is. So basically what this is a assassination or an attempt to seduce the commander in the province that she's in, and then he will flip over to your side. I believe it's only the opposite sex. Yes, there you go. Which is quite nice. Moving on. This will be your main unit roster. Slinger, nothing too impressive. Sub-average, quite cheap, but I don't know. Our main battle line warrior. He has formation fighter, which is amazing. Basically, you can put 4 instead of 3 units per square, and it will make a nice front line of spear guys, which is beautiful. Other than that, he has basic stats, a little bit good on the defensive, protection quite weak. So yeah, that'll be a problem. Next, Peltas. Peltas is your light skirmisher. Put them in front, javelins, decent amount attack of 8. Other than that, nothing too impressive. Protection of 5, but they're quite cheap, so Yeah. Our specialty unit. This is a flying guy, above average, let's just say. Quite resource intensive. We'll see. Above average health. It's okay. On to the next. You have our charioteers. I've played with these people. They're quite good at what they're doing, but it's a limited use, so it's like a special purpose unit. If you're in dire needs, just crank out a lot of these guys, and maybe you can do something about it. Charioteer plus archer again. Oh, I forgot to tell you. Trample. That's the main gist of these guys. Trample, trample, trample. Other than that, yeah, that doesn't work that much. They're quite big size, so you can have only one per square. Eh, moving on. Wind Riders, our main sacred unit. Flyers, sacred. Extremely high defense. Decent attack. Good protection. We can do better at 13 hit points, but it'll have to do. Quite expensive, as always, with all sacred units. But they're good. They're good at just butchering the back line. Okay. Special sites. So you have your academia, which will never your philosopher. Nothing too impressive there. Then you have your, what is that even called? Lepeke? Lycian. Lycian. Okay. A Lycian, which produces two nature earth gems and produces the mage engineer. And then your final, which will be the mountain Cephalus, which produces air and astral gems. Quite nice. You can recruit your obviously mountain nymph and then your wind riders. Cool. Let's move forward. Now, this is the God creation screen. We can choose our form here. As you can see, you have a enormous amount of people. Some people, most not. That you can choose from. Different kind of like Athena. You have this Brewster guy thing, creature. Aphrodite's. What else? What is this? Hades. So the guy from the underworld. Friendly assassin. Who would have thought? What else he has? Oh, he's invisible also. Huh, interesting. I've seen that. But for our main campaign here, we're gonna choose obviously Zeus, son of thunder, son of was that Chaos, Erebus, Nyx, or Gaia? Which one was it? He was the son of I can't remember. Anyway, he's not that impressive, but thematically speaking, this is the guy. This is the guy we need. So let's move on. Let's see. Magical paths. What can we do about them? Since we're not gonna use too much of our secret units, it doesn't. Let's see. On air, far shot, swiftness, major shock, charge body. Nothing that impressive. Maybe we should get some earth. A little bit of earth. Invigoration. Yeah. Why not? Let's do some 2 reinvigoration. The others are quite nice, but again, they're quite expensive, so that's not cool. Next, this will be our dominion, so basically our religion. This will be the power of our dominion, so we can do it all up to 10. And because we have 3 minimum, because we choose our god from dominion 3, we have a minimum of 3 dominion. So we keep it, let's say 5. These are some bonuses to your dominion. I usually like to play in a cold dominion, and because this is this temperature is not ideal for our nation. You get points, designer points for it, and I'll usually bump this up and this to 3. Quite like how it works. Oh, I can't bump that one. Let's do a 4 and a 1 in order. That seems like a nice idea. Again, awaken. Yeah, let's go with this. Onwards. Obviously, our name will be Zeus because, yes. Next, all praise Zeus, so don't forget about that. Good, let's go. Word contents. So this will be your starting provinces. 1. We're gonna leave it as such. Strength of independence. We're gonna bump it up just a little bit because otherwise they don't put too much of a challenge. Special sites, we're gonna talk about them later on, but that should do. This for fine. Random events, I like random events, I'll put them as common. Story events, also all story events because that's a lot of flavor to it. Score graphs, love me some score graphs as always. Hall of Fame entries, all of the Hall of Fame entries, thank you very much. We're gonna talk about them later on. Global enchantments, I don't think we're gonna use them, but bump them up at maximum. Artifacts, we don't care that much. This is unimportant. We're gonna put our research to very easy because this will be a quick gameplay, so it won't be that fast. And now our victory condition. You can use it as conquer all, which is okay, but I always use obviously Throne of Ascensions, which is quite nice. So let's fiddle with this a little bit. Let's see, how many points should we need? Let's do 5 points with 1 throne, so you need all thrones to do that. Yeah, this will do just fine. Okay, so with that being said, oh yeah, renaming is allowed. You know what that means. It's time to draft some people from the comment section. So if you want to be in this let's play, just give me a shout and I'll throw you in. Okay, everything's done here. Everything looks good. Let's go in. We'll see you in the game. And we're in. So, in the beginning, there was chaos. We have a nice little text here telling us how chaotic the world was, and that ended. However, now the wheels has returned. So, we have another text here, a description of what we're doing. Basically, we need to stomp out all other gods and be the supreme ruler, as Zeus is always. So let's go in. This is our main capital. We have land all over the place, which is great. We have some farmlands, which will do a lot of income. Unfortunately, we have some wastelands also here, which it's not that great, but I'll take it. There's nothing else to do. Here, isn't that... Oh, resting high. Okay. Okay, cool. Yeah, this is our capital. We have a basic commander ready for deployment, and they have a small contingent. If you're not aware, I press T to get in this menu. So we have some peltas, some spear infantry. It's okay, but nothing to write home about. Basic scout, and let's deploy him immediately over here. Let's just say, actually, yeah, over here. And then we have our main guy, the guy with reinvigoration of 2, Zeusy, our great pretender, ready to do some damage. So, with that said, let's move our army over here. And let's do some research. So we have our magic research school here with conjuration, alteration, evocation, construction, enhancement, uh, thaumaturgy, and blood magic. We're gonna start with conjuration. Should I go? I love conjuration. It's my favorite school because you can play with a lot of things here. Let's add 5 more. Hmm? Because this will be our special units that Arcoscephales can summon, so we have access to them. Unfortunately, we don't have access to death, but maybe we'll do something about that. I like the monster boars; they're quite nice. Maybe we can summon some later on. Cool. That's the research for now. I'll research with the guy one turn. I'll put this guy on patrol because every single turn, I think when he's on patrol, he gets a little bit more experience. So you have your XP here. 1 per month. No, I don't. I thought they got experience, a little bit more experience when they're on patrol, but might be mistaken. Anyway, I'll leave him as such patrolling. Let's go to our recruitment, which is R on your keyboard. And first of all, I like an engineer. And since they'll be our main line of units, we're gonna hire some spear infantry. We're not gonna dive in at this moment in the other infantry because they're quite expensive and these are just so efficient. Okay, everybody, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye bye.